welcome. This is the Hot Seat Roadshow. I'm your host, Donovan Saadiq, and I'm going to give you the latest lowdown that's been going on in the city of Moreno Valley, which is the latest shenanigans, as you guys know if you follow my page. This is the last week to qualify for candidacy. If you're running for mayor or council person, this is your last week. I believe Friday at 4 p.m. is the closing time. I want to thank those that nominated myself. Today I did make nomination, and my name will be on the ballot. I want to thank those that believe in me and believe in what I've been doing for the last 2 years. And for those of you that know that I can't do all this by myself, if I don't have the support, if I don't have the vision, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And I've been doing it for 2 years, and you guys have been supporting me, and I really, really appreciate that. We did verify today that Chris Baca at the Registrar's Office of Riverside, he did withdraw his name from the Moreno Valley Unified School District School Board candidacy, and he is going to be running in the District 1, which is the district that I'm running in. So basically, Victoria Baca and her brother are running for the same seat. We know that Victoria Baca is a Highland Fairview employee. She does whatever Ito tells her to do. And that's a Highland Fairview employee, and her brother is her mouthpiece. But again, if you watch the show on Friday when I was covering the Committee M embezzlement case that could possibly lead into money laundering, at the end of the video, Chris was seen behind me, and I shut the video off quickly to address the situation. Got to be careful these days. You never know what could happen. But Chris and I had a very heated, at times, discussion, but we did have a discussion, and the bottom line is he believes that I'm putting a spin on what I'm saying, and I don't understand why he would think that, because one of the mantras of this show is do your homework. Do not just believe me. Do not just believe these people. Go and research the situation for yourself. I'm not here to change your mind, but I do believe that when facts are presented, you can't argue with facts, because facts are facts. So you can spin it any way you want, but he says that I'm distorting the issue, and that this issue is not about Vicky, which his sister Victoria, which he calls Vicky. And if he's been watching the show, which is obvious he hasn't been watching the show, I made it abundantly clear that Victoria Baca was not on trial in this case. And if you go back and look at the video and you archive it, you will see that I specifically say that. She is not on trial. But this is her committee. And if you look at the documents, and if you go to mvgordy.com, you will see the documents, and you will see what a lot of other people have seen and what the FPPC has seen, that this looks like money laundering. And the question that was asked was, what was I doing there? I wasn't at the Committee M meetings. They never saw me, which is true. I was never at these meetings. I don't even know what they're talking about. That is not what I am there for. I am a corroborating witness to testimony that these people may be giving. And I don't know if they don't understand what that means, because I've been telling you guys that have been listening for a while now. So they're in panic mode. And let me give you a list of some of the people who showed up there. Councilman Molina was there, very unhappy. Julian Cleveland Stewart, she was there. Louise, Free My People, Palomares, she was there. Chris Baca was there. Victoria Baca was not there in present, but I wouldn't say she probably was in the car or something and didn't want to be seen unless she had to go to court. When it was found out that the judge did not show up and they couldn't really do anything right then and there, so she didn't make an appearance. But a lot of people were there that were subpoenaed, and this is what I told the treasurer from the get-go. So everybody that is in this report, you can subpoena, and you can have them testify to what they know, what they don't know, and you know what? And if they lie, it's a crime. And one thing that a candidate, and I'm a candidate now, and this case is still ongoing. Hopefully it'll be resolved this week. And, Chris doesn't want to speak on it. I don't really want to speak on it. He's not going to speak on his involvement in it. I'm not really involved in it. I'm there for something else. And if you've read about the case, like I said, you go to mvgordy.com and you can see the documents. But hopefully it'll be settled this week. And they're kind of in disarray because they do not understand what is going on. Now, as a candidate myself, I'm involved, Chris Baca's involved, his sister's involved. These are 3 people out of 6 or 7 people in the district that's running for council. And we're involved in this particular case that has to do with Victoria Baca's Committee M. And I'm just a corroborating witness. I had nothing to do with this other than refuting testimony. That is my whole purpose. I'm there to refute testimony. And if you've been following this page for the last 2 years, I have done nothing but show that I am willing to fight and basically get the Bacas out of Moreno Valley politics, because that, I believe, is one of the problems. And how do I do that? By informing you what they are doing and what they've been doing. And it's no secret in how Victoria Baca and her goon squad gets down. And a lot of people were upset that were there. They didn't want to be there. Jesse Molina didn't want to be there. He's running for mayor. And this doesn't look good when you're a candidate, especially if you read the report and it could be distorted. So Chris is basically trying to say that I'm distorting the issue. And like I told him, like I tell everybody, read it for yourself and come to your own conclusion. You can't sit there and tell me how I'm supposed to read it. I'm going to interpret it a little bit different based on my value system, where I come from and how I was raised. So 2 people can see an accident and see 2 different things. Even though the accident happened, they see 2 different things. So you got to take that into consideration. But I always tell people, do your homework and decide for yourself. I want to give a quick note that I'm going to try to do this show, and I have Misty the cat jumping all up and down on the table. Belle is laying on the floor as usual, and Felipe is in the window, and he's sleeping, getting ready to go and party and do what cats do late at night. So that's my little take on that. But I want to thank you guys that were concerned about my safety. There's no need to concern. Again, I'm a military veteran, as everybody knows. I'm a black belt in Okinawan Shunryu Kinshikan Karate, which is very defensive. And there's really no worries. We talked as grown men, and he wants to set the record straight. And I invited Chris to come on the show, and hopefully, he can do that. And he wants to set the record straight. And, as we talked, I found out that there are a few things that we do have in common. But unfortunately, the damage that Chris Baca and his group have done is almost irreparable. It's easy to say, wow, I had a revelation after the fact, but you were so adamant without researching the facts. And he even admitted to me that, he believed in his friends and his family and, blindly followed what they were saying. So I'm a reasonable person. I don't care, how people perceive me. I do try to do the right thing. I do feel I'm an honest person. And, will Chris and I ever really be friends? No, but I noticed that, unfortunately, a lot of people out there like drama. And, I like drama just as much as anybody else, but I was raised a certain way, and I'm going to respect people as long as I get respect. But you got to give it to get it. So one thing that you're going to say about me is I do believe I'm a fair person. I invite everybody on the show. There's nothing personal to all this. This has to do with politics. And if you don't know how politics is played, politics is a very brutal sport. It's very brutal. I mean, your personal life is out there, your family, your business, all this on the internet could be dug up. And if you're not willing to go through that, false truths could be happening, all kinds of stuff. So, it's very brutal. And, it takes a lot for a person to put themselves out there. And I'm not afraid to be out there and just tell the truth. And if you've been following this page for 2 years, I'm doing this for the simple fact that like a lot of my neighbors, we are sick and tired here in the area of Edgemont of bad representation and always being put to the back burner, which is one of the tenets of why I'm running. I ran 2 years ago, and bank robber Jimson stole that election from me. Even the Baca crowd acknowledges that I should have won. Joanne Steffens even said that, and I was surprised she even said that I should have won that election based on what bank robber Jimson did. Now, another thing is, I was at City Hall today when I was signing my papers, and a lot of the people at City Hall were like, why do you keep calling her a bank robber? And I said, well, what else should I call her? They go, well, that's kind of mean and everything like that. So I made a promise to everybody. I am no longer going to call LaDonna Jimson a bank robber. And that's my word as of this day. So from here on out, I'm now going to call her a thief. How about that? LaDonna Jimson, the thief. And I'm going to stick to that. Because people have to realize you can't play nice with these people. I played nice 2 years ago, and this lady stole the election knowing she did not run on transparency and honest government. And she looked me in my face, and for 2 years now, and you guys have followed the page, she tried to take my credit for things that she did not do. She's harping on this youth center she's trying to give that's going to cost us $9 million when it doesn't even cost us that, and we won't even be in control of it. Those were all my ideas. And if you've been looking on this page, when I made nomination, I put up 12 or 13 things that I would like to do if I'm elected. And I put a lot of work and effort into it 2 years ago. And I want you guys to also remember this. Unlike a lot of these candidates that are running right now, I was so passionate about what I believed and what I wanted to accomplish, I got a lot of the things that I ran on accomplished through LaDonna Jimson, which is why she tries to take the credit like, well, I was the council person, so it's my idea. She's doing a Gutierrez. Hire Morval's my idea. That's what politicians do. It doesn't take anything to give the proper credit to the proper person. And if these people knew anything about politics, you do not turn a potential friend that is valuable and has ideas into an enemy. And so I'm sick and tired of playing the nice game with the thief, LaDonna Jimson, and recalled Victoria Baca and all these people. If they don't want to play nice, I'm not going to play nice. And I'm just sick and tired of it, and my neighbors are sick and tired of it. We're tired of the games. We want results. And I've been delivering that. And I was so passionate about what I was doing. Just because I so-called lost that race, that doesn't mean I go away and then, it's election time, here I am again. I didn't do that. But a lot of people did. Victoria Baca said, you'll see me around. I'll do this. It's on tape. Go look at the tape. I haven't seen her for 2 years, other than her getting her gastric bypass surgery and trying to lose weight or whatever she's doing, which is her personal business. But I haven't seen her in the community at all. But I've been out here reporting trucks. I've been trying to get the shoe cleaned up, getting those slumlords together, working on the streets, and currently working on the Box Springs Water Company that LaDonna Jimson totally just said, I'm done with it. You guys handle it. I'm sick and tired of these friends that we elect that get on the seat election time, and then when it's re-election time, they want to be, what's the word? They want to be active. But before, we were telling you about the animal shelter, Thief Jimson. We were telling you, do something about it. It doesn't take 2 years to do something about that. I've got a plan for that. So, now she's trying to be all proactive. I think it's a little too late. People see what you are really about. Oh, I voted for the WLC, the elements of the WLC, because we lost anyway. That is the stupidest thing I heard. You were sent there to fight the WLC no matter what the cost. We're sick and tired of sending our friends up there to represent us, and then they do what they think is right. If I'm elected, I'm not doing that. I represent the people. I work for you, and I'm going to do to the best of my ability what you sent me there to do. And that's a promise, and that's what I'm going to run on. But a lot to talk about in this chapter, and I just wanted to get that out. Again, thank you guys. Misty's walking all over my mic, so if you hear a little scratching or something, that's the cat. Everybody knows I'm for real when it comes to that animal shelter. I was at some of the meetings, and you really can't fake the funk on that. Brian Lowell, I'm not finished with you yet. Denise Fleming, I'm not finished with you yet, but we have a lot more coming. So stand by and let's go pay some bills here.